It's warm. Yeah, it's heating up. So now let's get started. Otherwise, you've been here right on time, and then you're waiting on the other ones, which are not right on time. So let's start. I wanna. I was asked to give a presentation. I think it's still on the agenda, like the story of Realtime Register. But of course, you're not really interested to hear the story of Realtime Register. So I'll keep that very brief. But I would like to talk to you today about something that's I think is on our mind here during the event, but also when we're back in the offices, is about AI and the developments in AI and what will it do, what will it mean for our industry? Will it be a upper or a downer? Will it create possibilities? Will it create threats? So that's what I want to work to today, and hopefully get some of your insights and to share some insights together about how we see that development for our industry. So first. I need to point that direction, I guess. Why is it not moving? The pointer is not responding. You need to try? Okay. It is now. So first, first, hands up who thinks that AI mainly is going to be a threat to our industry? Who thinks AI will solve all the problems and will create many possibilities for our industry? And hands up who thinks it will be both hands. There will be some downers, there will be some uppers. Okay, would be interesting. I will share my thoughts. I'm not like the AI expert. I'm just from my experience working at Realtime Register, talking to the industry, looking at what AI is doing, what AI is bringing, just sharing my thoughts with you. It's not good or wrong or whatever. I just want to share my thoughts with you and then hopefully have some of your thoughts as well. Before I do that, I want to first go quickly. Quickly, I said, but it's just, the clicker is just really awful. Do you have another one, or? I'm sorry for that. It's just, I don't know what I do wrong. It's really not working. Can I ask next slide, and you do next slide? Yeah, perhaps it doesn't work from here or something. It just doesn't work. Okay. That's good. I'll give you a sign. Thank you very much for helping me out. First, I want to give a short background of Realtime Register, a short introduction. Then I will go with you through the state of the industry, just to go what are the TLDs that are growing, what are the ones that are suffering, and then I want to have a look at how AI might affect our industry. Like I said, it's a top overview. Welcome to share any thoughts with you afterwards or over a beer. So Realtime Register, we're an ICANN accredited register. We started in 2003. 2004, we became ICANN accredited. We were part of the biggest hosting company in the Netherlands. And back then, we were not happy with the registrar providers at that moment. And you know what happens with technical people when they see something that doesn't work properly, they build something themselves. So that's basically how we started becoming a registrar. Currently, we offer over 2,000 TLDs. We add some sub TLDs to it as well, and we are known for our very high quality API. We also have what we call a registry gateway. Some others call it hosted registrar solution, where we can manage your accreditation on our platform. So literally, our partners, when they integrate with one API to the Realtime Register platform, you can manage all your own accreditations, and on top of that, the ones you do not have, you can use our accreditations, giving you the possibility to have one point of truth, one API connection to do all domains in the world, basically. Recently, we had more and more add-on products. So our customers were asking us, can you help us with website builders, with WordPress plugins? So now we partnered up, for example, with Extendify. We also partnered up with Acronis for backups. So we're adding vendors to our offering. So our more than 2,000 partners all over the world have access fast to all those additional products. So any people here in the audience that have products that are interesting for hosting companies, MSPs, marketing agencies, let us know, because we would like to add them to the platform, not all at once, but add them to the platform and offer them to the market. Yes, please. So first, diving into the market. At the moment, end of Q2, the total market was 371, almost 372 million domain names. Yes, please. Zooming in on the dividing of that, there are 143 million CCTLDs and 228 million GTLDs. So roughly it's 40-60 when we look to the entire market. Look into the legacy GTLD, so com, org, info, etc. It's about 189 million domains, which is in total, it's about 50% of the market. The new GTLDs, they're really increasing the volumes in our industry. The new GTLDs, we'll see that when we look to the growth percentages as well, are doing great. We also have to consider the renewal rates, of course. So the growth is big. The renewal rates are lower than the traditional TLDs. We come to that in a minute. But they make a big portion of our industry already. We see here it's already 10% of our total industry, which is the new TLDs. Yes, please. Zooming in into the growth, CCTLDs are still performing well, especially in Europe. CCTLDs are really strong. In most countries, Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, the CCTLD is then number one. In the Netherlands, for example, 53% of the websites are hosted on a .nl and 23% on a .com. So you see, especially in Europe, that the country codes TLDs, they're really, really very strong. They have always a steady growth. It's almost around 2%, steady, steady, steady. The GTLDs, they show a positive growth again. Last year, it was very negative. There was a cleanup, mainly due also to the Google algorithm change. .info was hit, .pro, .biz. I believe there were like 10, 11 million going out of the GTLDs portion. But they're recovering right now. Also, Comnet are also recovering, where they lost a lot of domains last year. Looking at the legacy, it's 0.5%. The main part of the growth in our industry, 5 million domain names and 14% growth, is the new GTLD part. Looking to the pies, 1 year ago now, of course, not a big change. It's not like everything changes in 1 year time, but you can see that the Comnet part with 171 million. The Comnet part, the blue part, dropped a little bit, and you see that the new GTLD, they increased to over 10% currently at the market. Yes, please. Zooming in on the largest TLDs, you see here, of course, I always say you have .com, and then a long wait, and then you see the rest. So still .com is still obviously the biggest one in our market, although we all like to challenge them, right? We all like to and we challenge them in a couple of ways. All the other TLDs, they try to grow, and we also make in our industry like bundles together with .com. So at least that show people that there is an alternative. China, 21 million, they're up again. China always goes like up, down, up, down. Many times they have like, there's too much abuse and they have some new rules, and then they drop again 6 million, and then they grow again. UK, there are some people here from Nominet at the back. It's already over 10 million. I said, not yet 11. You'll get there, don't worry. 10 million, but that's of course, you know, what is it? Number six biggest one in the world. I think that's phenomenal. Largest CCTLDs, it's number 3. And you see here that the renewal rates are on top of here, 77%, 73, FR even 83, EU 84. You see that CCTLDs tend to have a very high renewal percentage. That connects to what I was just explaining, how important they are for those for the specific countries. The generic TLDs, when we go to the next sheet, the GTLDs, they tend to have slightly lower, so more like in the 70s rather than the 80s renewal rates, but still good. .com 75%. But you see some others, especially the new TLDs, that really have lower renewal percentages. I think we also know that they're being offered like in bundles or try them the first year free of charge, and of course that really reduces your renewal rate. Looking at the new TLDs, this is the, I don't know if you know the website, but ntldstats.com is a great website to follow. I have it here as a big screen. Yes, I keep walking around. ntldstats.com, that's the website where you can find this information. You can zoom in on registry backend. You can zoom in on the domain extension, on the registrar. So basically, that's where you can see from the new TLDs which ones are growing. And you see XYZ and top. The top is increasing. So probably when we log in tomorrow, or this is from 2 days ago, 31st of August, somewhere the next weeks, I think top will be at the top. Does that mean that all our customers are using .top? .top is also used very much for like Facebook advertising and stuff like that. We've seen the same with .bond. .bond is now declining, but .bond has been used a lot when you were on Facebook and you saw advertisements there. You know, you go to a website and you see all the affiliate marketing stuff. Those domains, because they were cheap, they were really used a lot for that. So you see a lot of usage, but you don't see a lot of renewals on those TLDs. I think there are of course many good ones in here. You know how many there were launched. Obviously, there's going to be the new launch coming up. I think we are expecting the first ones end of 26, beginning of 27 to be launched. So we're all looking forward. We expect that there will be a lot of brand TLDs. We expect there will be city TLDs. And who knows, there might be some genius coming up with a new keyword, or that also applies for that word. Most people think like, okay, but most good names are already taken, so what else can there be? Of course, in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency AI, there can be some new TLDs coming up and some new stuff. Yes, please. So then going to the real side of it, the AI. Yeah, what will AI do to our industry? Looking at the number, I was just thinking 372 million. We're like, oh, wow, it's a lot of domain names. Personally, I don't find it a lot. 372 million sounds a lot, but is it? When you look at usage and you look at website and email, many of those TLDs they're not being used. Yeah, like 60% of the domains that are registered, they are not being used. Email only, there's like roughly between 5 and 10% of the domains being used for email only. Websites, 15 to 20% for website only. And then there is website plus email, there's 30, 35%. Those are rough figures. So basically that's like 60% that's being used for websites and email, but there's still 40% not being used. Well, why do they exist? Yeah, of course, people here as well, investors, park domains, affiliate marketing, it's still there. Although we saw a drop in the domain registrations because of the changes in that industry. But there are other reasons to register. But we also notice that many domains are registered by customers. And as soon as you increase pricing, people get aware that they have them and they see the price increasing and they start thinking, will I ever use them? So I think there's an opportunity for us in the industry to help them, use those domain names for either email, help them with connecting email to the domain name, etc. Make it a bit easier, and there, yeah, in my opinion, AI comes in. When you look to another perspective, to the population, 5.4 billion internet users. So remember, 370 million domains, There are 5.4 billion people on the internet. I don't think 70 million is a lot. I think there's a lot of potential if we increase it. It's more than 14.5 times as much. I know that not all internet users are going to buy a domain name. I know that. It's not in my business plan or real-time register. Only 10% of it. No. But looking at email, 4.4 billion email boxes. Of course, we all have email boxes we never look at anymore, but it just shows that the potential is there when we help connecting email boxes to the domain names. So there is huge potential. Also, to the bottom, 820 million crypto wallets already exist. Okay, I know some wallets you get for free, and people might not use them. But same with domain names. People don't use them on a daily manner. 820 million crypto wallets already there. It's far more than the 370 million. Yes. So I think this one is a little bit fucked up. The layout is a little bit screwed, but we'll go through that. Domains are still underpenetrated, in my opinion. There are still a lot of possibilities. When you compare to email, it should be 1 to 11 users, and crypto wallets roughly 1 till 7. So domains lag far behind, and I think there's huge potential. When we look to the companies here, and Sado was here with above.com, the sales of premium domains is going up. The sales of the aftermarket domains, the premium domains from registries and the ones from the domain investors that are being offered in the market, you see the average price going up. The numbers go up, the average price goes up. This means people see the value of domain names. They are open to invest in domain names. They see the value of it. NTLDs are rising. They made our industry, in my opinion, more sexy. So the new TLDs made people aware of the existence of domain names. They make them a little bit more sexy, like a .shop or a .online. It sounds a little bit more sexy than the older ones. In my opinion, we made domains far too technical. I know it's a technical industry, but I think in the offering to the customers, we sometimes make it very, very complicated. And I think there also lies an opportunity. Yes, please. This one's better again. So the threats that I see with AI, first go through the threats and then the opportunity, is that, of course, we see that when we more and more look up things with ChatGPT and other LLMs. So that's true. And we might think, okay, we're not going to a website anymore to look for product information or company information or whatever. On the other hand, when I look to the sources, as always, a reference to a website where AI gets the information from. So in the future, of course, there will be more sources where they will get the information from. But still, it links back to the domain name. So in my opinion, domain names are relevant and they will stay relevant even if people will start look up things with ChatGPT and other stuff. On the other hand, there will be more and more generated AI. So generated website, generated by AI. If they're all got generated by AI, how trustworthy is the information on the website? I think Google will come with algorithms to see and to check if this is like real content and taken care of, or is it all AI created and is everything true what's being said on this? But same again, if I put something on my website, it cannot be not true, right? AI-generated chatbots, content, and platforms, they might take away the need for a company website. I mean, now you go to a website. I want to have a contact with the support department. Here's a chat box. You click on the chat, and or you send an email or whatever. There will be stuff they will not go to the website first. They will just go to the AI chatbot and go directly. No website needed anymore. Speculative registrations. There are many registrations in the 372 billion that are AI related or all have to do with this new era of opportunities. Will they stay or will they have very low renewal percentages? It's also a threat. And also fraud and abuse, unlikely. It's very easy to register domain names by those people, some very cheap, and then use AI to create content that really looks good. Pictures that looks real but are not. generated news articles that you say, what, is this really happening? It's not. So it's very hard to distinguish truth from untruth. Next, please. Again, looking to the other side, there are some downers to AI, like I mentioned, some threats, it might help abusive domain users. It might have alternative lookup functionality, etc. On the other hand, when I look back to the big gap between the 372 million domain names, let's say 170 million domain names in use, compared to the 5.4 billion people using the internet, I think we can get them all online, or get a big portion of them online with AI-powered website creation content. You see great possibilities here on the show. So more people and businesses will be able to get online easily. I was quite, to be honest, in the beginning, a little bit negative about AI-generated websites. Sorry. Because I was thinking, if you're like a hair cutter here in London, hairdresser here in London, and you would make a website, and 20 hairdressers would do the same thing, all the websites would look the same, because it's all AI generated. Well, I'll do it, test it, because they all look different. So they can still AI, and it will get better and better. So by the address you type in, it might use different pictures from a different area of London or whatever. So really, not all websites will look the same when AI generated. So it makes the website making very, very easy. AI-driven demand for certain TLDs. There are opportunities, around AI, blockchain, cryptocurrency. It's in many cases it will become like a premium real estate, a domain name, and the guy, Mr. Premium.com, I don't know where it is. He ate his pizza and then left. And they will tell you it's real estate. It has a value, the domain name. By the way, also use that value to your customers. When they delete a domain name, inform them that domain names have value. We sometimes see domain names got deleted on a platform. We say, what? Why? Okay, we don't let it happen, believe me, but AI for domain discovery and valuation, also here. Many of the companies, the platforms, I think Above and Atom.com and others, they use validation of like, how much is this domain name worth if you would offer it through a platform? What do we think is a reasonable price for this? AI really helps with valuations like that, and creations, of course, with the domain search possibilities. We have our domain search engine, ADAC, Advanced Domain Availability Checker. We have AI implemented in there that really gives very good, based on the prompt, very good information, domain suggestions for the customer to register. And also bridging the gap between, there's something here below, bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. In the beginning, in my opinion, the people of Web 3 said, forget DNS, go Web 3. I was very negative about it. I said, hey, what problem are you solving? So DNS, it's old, but it still works. And I like the connectivity that we're making right now. There's a Web 2 world, there's a Web 3 world. If you can combine those two, it's great. But you use the domain name as the point of truth. You use the domain name that you connect to the Web 3, that you connect to the wallet, that you connect to the AI agent. While it's connected, you know who is behind this registration. You know who the user is. So if something bad happens, like the abuse I was just talking about, we know who to talk to. We know how to act. So my fear was with Web3 only, that we would lose that control. And believe me, I believe the biggest problem we have right now in our industry is this abuse. Because we're all making money out of this industry, but the people should still trust the internet. If people stop trusting the internet, we will be out of business. So I think we should all care about getting that done. Yes, please. We will have individuals, us, companies. We will deploy AI agents. We will have my AI agent talking to your AI agent to make an appointment somewhere in our agendas. That's all. That's all going to happen. But we need a stable endpoint, a stable identity. And I think that domains can be that, let's say, digital passport in that era. So all those AI agents coming up, there's a big opportunity for domains. And last but not least, this trust anchor in the AI era. AI models, they need verifiable sources, and domains, SSL, DNSSEC. It can serve as a proof of origin, and that can help the trustability of all the use in the AI world that we will see in the upcoming years. So, next, please. And next, yeah. So for me, looking back to where we are in the industry, where's the growth, but also where's the gap? I see some negative impacts about AI, but I see, in my opinion, more positive impacts. But we will have to grab them, and I think that's where we can all work also together in this industry. Work together on trust, work together on reliability, work together on good AI tools that are functionable, that can people maneuver faster, making use of the internet. I mean, I want to connect my domain name to this mailbox. Most hosting companies have people on the phone, support, explaining them how to do it, and app records. There are now AI tools that can just do it. The customer just says in the prompt, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to connect the domain name to this website, I want to connect, and AI does the rest. Those are opportunities where we can make internet more accessible to the users, and I think once we have that, then we can use a big portion of that gap of 370 million compared to the 5.4 billion. So that's my takeout. Anyone from you who want to share his or her thoughts about AI and the industry, and I can pass on the mic. Anyone? You want? I guess you would.
Yeah, very good presentation. Thank you. And actually, I agree with you that AI will transform it in a better way because it will help our customers. It will help to solve some problems. And I will speak in my presentation also about AI that actually doing what you just said. So customer saying, point my domain to Gmail, done. So they don't have to copy all these records or anything like that. So it's easier and more streamlined than ever before. Because right now we have clients who first time sees all these like records and MX records and everything like that, and they don't have an idea what to do with that, but AI does it for them. So it's pretty cool where we are.
Question back to you. How does your employees, how do they react on that? Because sometimes there's also fear, right? That your people, they're helping you building those AI tools, and they say like, I'm kind of helping myself to be no longer here in a couple of years. Are they reacting like that, or are they more positive?
So what we see right now, people who tried chatbot, the agent who setting up the records, they never coming back to the domain settings anymore. So if they solve their problem in the chat, they never open settings again. So they're just trying to solve every other problem in the chat because it's AI that solving their problem and they don't have to search, they don't have to call to the technician or someone else to support. And what we see, like about 80 to 90% of the questions solved by AI.
Great. Anyone else? Yep.
Hi, Maarten Botterman. Just wondering, AI will also enable more targeted attacks, and discussions in Brussels about Web 4 is like very individualized pages that will exactly try to seduce you to do what you don't want to do. So how do you see that threat and how do you handle that? Both for email and for website.
Yeah. I know you're from at the email side. You know, I always make jokes about it when something goes wrong in our company with the email, and I always say, yeah, but come on, guys, this is a new technology. I mean, it's just around. I mean, always wondering a little bit how there's still so many emails, email spams, fake emails, bad emails, and I think it's even 97% of the emails sent or something. So We're talking about brand protection, corporate brands, and then with the email part of it is really important when you as a brand, are trustworthy on the internet for your email. But going back to your question, yeah, I don't have the crystal ball how we can solve that, but I'm sure like with the abuse monitoring on domains that we're doing, for example, we're reading over in 150 how 50 abuse feeds to compare all the domains, all the 6 million domains on our platform every 24 hours with those feeds. Because there is intelligence out there. There's intelligence about bad IP addresses, bad email addresses, bad credit cards, bad stuff. So if we do that, we can inform our customers before, mostly before damage is being done. Everything is about acting fast, and I think here, like I said, there will be algorithms, there will be tools that hopefully can distinguish real content or good content with bad content. And I'm positive about it, that it will come. But yeah, in the meantime, we see every day that AI helps those people doing even more bad stuff to the internet. You have a tool for that, right?
No, no. I just wanted to say that it's already exists. They already know which content created by AI. What they doing? They add in invisible symbols into AI-generated content, and you can actually double check that. So UTF symbols like invisible space, it's already there, and it's in different sections of the text. And looking at those symbols, they can actually tell which AI created that. So it's already there.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, you wanna last thing.
Last maybe sharing some thought, yeah. I think all of these issues and the vulnerabilities that you've mentioned and Martin is worried about as well, and everyone is worried about, this coming from the education as well, like people not knowing how to use all of that, yeah. And then there are some scammers and hackers that are using that like opportunity window that people are not aware of, the systems, the ecosystem is not aware of, and then there is this gap that at that moment that's called like black strategies, yeah, black hat strategies. It was in SEO as well, like people were doing all sorts of crazy stuff and it was working. While it was working, they were doing it, and then like algorithms changed and it doesn't work anymore, so nobody does that. Same with like AI generated content, like it was working, I don't know, a year ago. Now it's not working because like the search engines and yeah, their protection methods and everything. So I think it's all about time, and I completely agree with whatever you said today. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much for your thoughts, everyone. Thank you very much. We're off for the next presentation. I think we're a little bit overdue, and yeah, thank you for the pizza. Okay.